Alright guys, how to take batting practice like a professional would. Um, First thing I want to talk about is a lot of you younger hitters, uh, obviously little leaguers, middle school, but I'm talking more high school. Every time we throw batting practice or do anything outdoors especially, kids don't understand how to get their swing grooved and practice having good approach and habits. And the first thing you're going to see, the first indicator is when you're throwing batting practice, the first thing kids do is yank baseballs, pull them down the line. They'll panic if it's inside. You really hardly ever see hitters go the other way with the baseball. Um, but as a professional, it was something I had to learn as well. And all the best hitters started their day right. And I put these clips in here because I wanted to show you some of the best hitters. They're all driving these baseballs away in these early rounds. And when they're comfortable keeping their hands inside the baseball and letting it get deep, you can see this round right here, Stanton. Then they start to put some game swings on it, still trying to go to right center, left center if you're left handed. But you can see these are all line drives. They're not trying to get crazy. So now it's on to game footage, and I wanted to show a lot of you kids on watch these games on TV, and you think, oh, he pulled that baseball so hard. But look at the left fielder. He's running to left center. That pitch is way inside. Okay, every time the pitch is inside, I want you guys to really pay attention. He's not pulling that baseball as much as you think. That looked pulled from that camera angle, but now it's in left center. So just pay attention to how many balls are hit left center to right center, and it starts with that approach. Okay, if you're trying to drive baseballs over that right center field wall, when it is inside, the only difference is I make contact out in front a little more, but my hands, especially my right hand, it's still going to drive through the baseball and not panic and cut across my body or try to pull the ball. Any good hitter knows you don't go up there and try to pull the baseball. When I see inside fastball or curveball, anything, nothing changes. My approach is hit the ball middle away, and when you leave it in, I just get my barrel out a little further, and I still try to drive it middle away, and it ends up getting pulled a little bit. Okay, the only time I really panic and pull a baseball is when I'm hitting left-handed. I have to move a runner over, or I realize as the pitch is coming in, oh, I'm not going to make it there in time. I will just get the barrel out and probably hit it foul or yank it down the line. But for the most part, I'm trying to keep the ball in the middle of the field. So all these clips you can see Trout is doing a really good job hitting pitches middle in, outside. They're all going towards the middle gap to gap, and that's how you become a gap to gap hitter. The best way to kind of practice how to take an inside pitch and still hit it, into left center is take a tee. Go sit up and hit off a tee. Everyone knows the ball pitched down the middle. You would drive that baseball off a tee, back up the middle, or even into right center to show you're using your hands and keeping them inside the ball. But when you go to hit it outside, you move the tee and make it a little deeper. And when you go to pull the baseball with the tee, you move the tee ahead a little bit. But your guys' problem is that you go and move the tee inside, and then you think that you just go up there and yank it into the side of the wall in the cages, or on a field you yank it. But what you really should be thinking, and try it sometime if you're out there, move that tee forward like you usually do, but in your head I want you to try to hit it middle away, and you're going to see real quick what happens with your hands. They stay through the baseball. The ball never goes back up the middle or even into right center. When you have it out front more, you're just showing yourself what a good contact point should look like, and you're practicing good hand path staying through the baseball. And again, that goes right with what I initially said. which is I'm never really trying to pull the baseball, and you'll start to understand real quick. Uh, Now we're on to Stanton, and you can see it's a lot of the same thing. He's taking curveballs. That thing was pretty far inside, and he just waited longer and kept his great approach of trying to go to right center. None of these balls are getting yanked. You know, kids these days, they're they're up there, and I ask them how many home runs did you hit last year, and they tell me one or two, and then I love to ask them where were they hit, and they always say, "Oh, it was down the line," and that's because that's the only way they can have any power up there at the plate is if they just try to yank it, and then it's just more luck. What I mean by luck is you're hunting for pitches that are inside, and most pitchers aren't trying to really come inside. They're trying to be middle away, anyways, which goes right with what we were focused on in batting practice and game planning is look to drive the ball middle away. So if pitchers are going to throw it there most of the time, then great, that works out great for us. But you kids, you have fake power. If it's only home runs down the line, it's fake power. True power is through good batting practice routines and trying to drive the ball back up the middle as hard as you can.